I'm Bridget Jacob.
I'm Owen Murphy.
And this is your Raider Sports Report.
The girls swimming just wrapped up an exciting season and had a very good match against Summit in the sectional finals. Let's go over to Nick to see how that went.
What's up, Owen?
Hey, Nick.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
You know, the girls' swimming season may be over, but the time they had during the season is not forgotten. Even though they lost in the semifinals to Summit, it was a lot closer than it was before.
So the Meet of Champions is coming up in New Jersey for girls swimming. Do we have any swimmers going to that?
I'm not going to lie, Owen. I'm not really sure. I don't think they put it out yet. But if I were to make my prediction, I'd say we have a whole lot of swimmers going there because we're a really successful swim team.
And who are some of the outstanding performers that we saw throughout the entire season?
There's Abby Ryan. There's my sister, Lily Hughes. There's Emma Rute, who's also very good at swimming. So there's a whole lot of people who are very good at swimming this year.
And I know it was an injury-ridden season. Can you tell me a little bit about how that went? The girls had an injury-ridden season throughout the entire year. Can you tell me a little more about that?
There was Ava Mustachio who messed up her toe this year, making it harder for her to stroke in the pool. But, you know, she'll be back next year. She was only a freshman, and I feel like it'll be a successful year for her next year.
Good stuff, Nick. Thanks.
Thank you, Owen.
Now let's go over to Emma with boys swim. Hi, Emma.
Hey, Bridget.
Tell me more about the end of the season.
Fortunately, the boys lost against Chatham in sectional finals, but other than that, they made it really far, and it was a close meet.
That's awesome. Is there anything else to look forward to?
Other than next year's season, we have the Meet of Champions on March 1st, and we have some swimmers swimming in some events there.
Tell me about Meet of Champions.
We do have some individual swimmers that qualified, but we also have a 400 freestyle relay that qualified, and that's with Mike DePaula, Matt London, Aiden Trenery, and Sean Merkel, and they qualified with a time of 3 minutes, 20 seconds, and 56.
Now let's move over to track with Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Owen, what's up? How are you?
So I know the boys' season is rounding out, but I know it's not done yet. So what are some upcoming meets that the boys are looking out for?
They have the shore experience in Monmouth on March 2nd, which should be one to look forward to.
Are we sending any members from the boys' team to the state championships?
Yes, we are sending Miles Singletary for the 800 meter and Ian Solardo for the pole vault.
And the girls just had a great end to the season. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, yeah, they won the state sectionals on February 18th this past week, and then Julia Jackson and Janai Berry are continuing to the state tournament.
Now let's move over to Ben with boys hockey. Hey, Ben.
Hi, Bridget.
How did the boys finish off the season?
The boys had a disappointing end to the season, finishing with a 6-18 record. They lost 5-0 in their final game to Cranford, which capped off a 3-game losing streak to end the season.
And who ended up performing the best this season?
This year, senior Kyle Remo led the team with 17 goals. Junior Will Maurer led the team with 16 assists. And junior Paul Harris had 453 saves out of 496 shots against.
That's awesome. What can we look forward to for next year?
Next year, you can look forward to all those the previously mentioned juniors, Will Maurer and Paul Harris, as well as all the others taking another step up, as well as a lot of the freshmen that played on this year's varsity team, mainly Dylan Matthew and Anthony Titanegro, who had excellent first outings, and we can't wait to see what they do next.
Ryan and I went around the halls asking teachers and coaches who they thought their favorite Scotch-Prince-Samuel High School athletes of all time were. Let's check out the Mount Rushmore for that.
Scotch-Prince-Samuel has sent athletes to D3, D2, D1 college schools, and pro and beyond. Let's see what teachers and coaches think about their Scotch-Prince-Samuel athlete, Mount Rushmore.
Out of all the athletes you've seen from the past, what you've read, who would you be in your Scotch-Prince-Samuel and Mount Rushmore for athletes?
I'd have to say, thinking about who made it professionally, because we've had a ton of great athletes come through the high school and move on from here, so narrowing down to 4 is pretty difficult. Before my time, he graduated in the 80s, was Jeffrey Hammonds, going on to play professional baseball. His name actually just came up on talk radio the other day as a good player that played years ago.
Jeff Hammonds.
Jeff Hammonds, when I was a little kid, growing up, knowing that Jeff Hammonds was from my town and being able to watch the Orioles play on TV and point to him and be like, that guy grew up where I grew up. I still remember him sitting next to Cal Ripken Jr. when Cal Ripken Jr. broke Lou Gehrig's Ironman streak and being like, oh my God, like there's this like monumental moment in sports history and a guy from my town is like right there.
Jeff Hammonds. Jeffrey Hammonds played baseball.
Jeffrey Hammonds.
I have to go Ronaldo Skeets Nehemiah. Growing up, I always heard people talk about him. My whole family actually went to this high school, so my dad would tell me stories of people in the past who went here. He should have been an Olympian. He ended up winning a Super Bowl for the 49ers. He was like a truly great athlete to come out of this town and one of the first like real professionals.
Ronaldo Nehemiah. It would be Ronaldo Nehemiah, who was long before I got here, but I grew up in town, so he would be one.
Ronaldo Skeets Nehemiah, obviously. I mean, if they didn't have the ban on the Olympics that year, he would have been the Olympic champion. He was the world record holder, then went on to play professional football for the 49ers and has a ring.
Say Ronaldo Nehemiah.
You know, I was lucky enough to be here as a player when Nate Jones was here. You know, Nate was a dynamic athlete and really a class guy that knew how to carry himself on and off the field. Has had an amazing pro career beyond what he did here in high school, amazing career at Rutgers as well. So he's the kind of person that, you know, all of our athletes and students really should emulate.
And a guy that was in high school when I was, who played on a team for a year together, track and football, Nate Jones. Went on, did great things at Rutgers, and then went on to play for several teams, including the AFC Championship and the Patriots.
So Nate Jones, he was a senior here when I was a freshman, and he was like, you know, I remember walking around the halls and like seeing him as like, you know, he was a superstar when he was here. He went on to Rutgers, had a great career. Went on to the NFL, had a great career. Knocked Brett Favre out of a game.
They put Nate Jones.
And then Lino DiQualo.
Going chronologically, like I said, I had a lot of family who went here. And when my cousin was here in the late 80s, he was good friends with Lino DiQualo. And he was one of the, he was a great soccer player for the town. He ended up going on to Rutgers, playing there. Ended up playing professionally in Germany. He ended up with a job in Major League Soccer for a long time. So not only on the athletic side of things in sports, but also the professional side of sports. He oversaw MLS as it's been growing and growing as a bigger soccer league for years and years.
And Nehemiah away beautifully at the moment. So is Foster. Foster ahead at the moment. Foster from Nehemiah. Greg Foster. Nehemiah coming back. Now Nehemiah. Nehemiah from Foster. Nehemiah first. Foster second. And Santana third. 12.92.
Third and 6. San Francisco at its own 40-yard line. Montana. Going long. Nehemiah is wide open. 6 points.
Now the Patriots on 3rd and 6 or longer in this game have converted 6 of 7 times. 2 of them for scores. Dallas is blitzing. Brady on fake, and now he's knocked down for another sack. Nathan Jones.
Timing and spacing. Nate Jones coming from the outside. He's free. He's going to sack Tom Brady, and his old man runs in.
Let's go over to the interview with our male athlete of the month, Eric Bergens.
I'm here with senior Eric Bergens. Hello, Eric.
Hi.
So, Eric, we recently heard that you had an injury during the Westfield game. correct?
Yes, correct.
Can you elaborate a little?
During the Westfield game, I went up for a shot, and this kid hit my thumb, and my thumb went kind of like the other way, and I tore a ligament in my thumb.
So you're out for the rest of your senior basketball season?
Yes.
How does that feel?
It's sad, being that it's my last time ever being able to play for the school. So,
Reflecting back on your 4 years of basketball at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, what are your most memorable moments?
probably my sophomore year when we won like 15 games in a row and made the states and went far in states and counties.
Okay. All right, so we hope you guys have a great rest of your season despite your injury. And is there any players that we need to look forward to seeing?
Sophomore Jaden Carter, sophomore Russ DeRosa, juniors Hayden Witter and Liam Marr.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Owen Murphy.
I'm Bridget Jacob, and this is your Raiders Sports Report.
Go Raiders.